Hey guys, if you haven't already, give the video a like, subscribe to my channel. This is a what if series and I will be continuing more down the road, so stay tuned and thanks for watching.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond! Plus! Ultra!
I hope you guys enjoyed that video as much as I did. Listen, oh my fucking god. I have to put this out here. My account was at 17 subscribers just like weeks ago, like a month ago. And right now it's near 200 subscribers. I have nothing but thanks, and I am so grateful for you guys following my channel and supporting these videos like you do. If it wasn't for you guys, these videos would not even make anything. They would still be at zero, and I would just still be like, well, I tried. Anyway, I would thank you guys for the support that you are giving me for this channel, and I also want to say that this isn't just a what if channel. I'm also going to be doing a lot of anime related things, as right now I'm talking like this because if I was going to talk like in my regular voice, like I talk to my friends and my family, you'll hear me talking like this, like fuck nigga, all that kind of shit. Like shit. I don't want to talk like that when I do these what ifs. But anyways, I'm gonna do a lot of music videos, like anime music videos, and a bunch of other related topics that deals with anime. And I'm just your average black All Might. That's what my name is now. So anyways, without me wasting any more of you guys time, here's What If Deku Was a Saiyan Part 3. And also I'm gonna do What If Deku Mastered One for All Part 4 soon after this one. So stay tuned. You guys for supporting me like you do, you get 2 what ifs in one day. Hey guys, welcome to What If Deku Was a Saiyan Part 3. Now, it was some things I messed up in the part 2 of this episode, was the fact that I had my voice talking over, like the audio files talking over each other. So as elaborate, I want to clear some of that up for you guys in this what if story. So in this what if story, you know that Deku got to the UA entrance exam. He's in the outfit that I designed. So it's somewhat similar to his regular outfit, but it's more like of a Saiyan like. No, let's put it like this. It's more similar to his original outfit like I designed, like I said in the last what if series. But I don't want to, like, if I said anything in the last what if series about Deku's design of outfit, of what he would wear, is not similar to Goku's. This is just Deku's original design, or Deku's original costume that he made, that he had in the anime. So there's no change, there's no design to it, there's nothing. It's just the same as in the anime. I want to put that out there. So no wristbands or whatever I said that he had this, I'm like retconning that and putting him in a different outfit, because I do not want him to look any way, shape or form similar to this guy right here, Goku. No, Deku has his own unique outfit. The only thing that's changed about Deku is in this continuity, he's a Saiyan. So let's get into the story. As Bakugo and Deku go, oh yeah, and before I get into the story, let's just conjugate. I know I messed up in my part 2 of this series. I'm so sorry, you guys. I didn't know the video files or the audio files was talking over each other like that. I'll try to fix up a bunch of things so I can make this what if series much better. And if you want, I can revamp and rewrite part 2 to this series. But until then, let's just continue on with part 3 so you guys can see where this story goes. So as Deku floats down with this little whitish aura irradiating over him, the entrance exam over, And all of the points that were gathered in the entrance exam, just like how Bakugo got all his points, how Deku got his points and everything, the same team that passed the entrance exam, they passed it in this canon too. So it really doesn't much change about how everything goes in this canon, like due to his original counterpart. So as Deku goes home and he gets news that he was accepted to the UA entrance exam, and All Might was the one that says, "Young Midoriya, not only that did you display great heroism, but you racked up a lot of points. Welcome, young Midoriya, to UA High School." And Deku, in this series, Deku's not timid or as much of a crybaby because he's more part of a Saiyan warrior race, and his blood just boils with excitement as he just clenches his teeth when he squeezes his hands into fists. And Deku was so excited that he yelled out a big woohoo, like so loud. You know how Luffy says, like in the anime, or when he screams out something like Robin, and if you know Luffy how loud that is, or if you see how when Goku turned Super Saiyan 3 and he was just screaming out, ha, and you know how loud or how angrily he was screaming to power up to that form, this was how Deku did his scream. And it scared his mother, but he rushed out his room and showed his mother. And his mother wasn't, as Deku is, his mother wasn't the fat version that she was when Deku was in high school. She was fit and energized because she was a Saiyan too. So she kept her body and performance at a peak level. And Deku really didn't know, but his mother used to be a warrior. She used to be a fighter. So his mother wasn't weak, but she didn't prefer fighting because she gave that up a long time ago. So Deku was so excited, he ran to All Might, and All Might says, "Yes, I've heard." He just wanted to show All Might, even though All Might was the one that said, "Welcome, young Midoriya, to the entrance exam." So as all of that happens, he's elaborated like this and says, "Yes, I'm one step closer to becoming the number one hero. It's my dream. I already have the power." And right now, Deku has access to Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 2. And in the middle of this, he's going to get Super Saiyan 3. And as I continue on, I'm not going to spoil anything else. You will see as this story progresses. So as Deku's getting ready for school, his mother greets him off and she tells him, "Deku, furthering your training to evolve can be a good attribute to you." And he looks at his mother and he says, "What do you mean, Mom?" "Well, what do you mean, Mother?" And she says, "I'm gonna go train more because she's not necessarily gonna train, but mostly she's just gonna keep her body like in a fit level and also keep up her skills." Like Deku's mother never slacks up, so she keeps up her skills, her fighting skills. She always trains her senses and everything. She couldn't transform into a Super Saiyan because she doesn't have a bunch of battle experience, and necessarily she didn't have the anger necessarily to transform into Super Saiyan because she's, just like I said, she's not a fighter. Deku's mother is not a fighter. So when Deku wakes up, she just tells him, just don't lose focus on your training. I know you have access to Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 2, but if you access power to those levels, I know you wonder. I know you just have the feeling of wonder in your system. Can you go even further beyond? And Deku says, "Wait, I don't know what you're talking about, Mother. I'm at my limit." And she says, "Remember what I told you, my son. Saiyans do not have limits." And Deku's scratching his head. He's confused as what his mother is saying. So he grabs her hand and they sit down and talk. And he asks her, "What do you mean by that, though? I noticed that you said Saiyans don't have a limit, but I can't understand what would you mean by that, Mom? And his mother says, I'll tell you later. Get to school, you're gonna be late. And Deku says, oh my god, you're right. I'm losing track of time. And Deku sprints off to UA High School. And he makes it there in little to no time due to his immense speed and strength. Well, not strength, but due to his immense speed. So he makes it there and he says, I wonder if Bakugo and that glasses guy and that beautiful girl is there that we saved, along with the many others and many other familiar faces that I saw. And as Deku opens the door, he sees Bakugo, and Bakugo turns his head to the side and says, loser, what are you doing in this class? And Deku says, hi, Kanchan, it's nice to see that you're in here too. And Tenya Ida walks over to Deku and says, you've shown great skill, great power, and great teamwork. Well, not necessarily. Tenya Ida thought about what he said, and then he changed this sentence up and said, well, teamwork to a certain degree. And with that, he extends his hand and says, nice to meet you. My name's Tenya Ida. And Deku extends his hands to him and says, I am Izuku Midoriya. And they shake. And this is the first thought of Tenya Ida's friendship with Deku. As Todoroki, he gets up and says, so you're Midoriya, huh? And Izuku feels the tension of Todoroki. And Todoroki says, you better watch out, because there is no way in hell I'm going to let you surpass me. My goal is to be at the top, and I will prove to my father without using my eyesight. I will. And Deku says, oh, Todoroki, I hope you have enough skill to combat the words that are coming out your mouth, because I hate to put you on your face. And this was that Saiyan confidence coming out of Deku's mouth, knowing that Deku was confident in his power. And Todoroki says, yeah, I seen what you did in the entrance exam. You're not the only one who knows how to use ki. I've mastered ki control. And Deku's eyes widened because he thought he was the only one that knew about ki control, as it was a various amounts of people that knew about ki control, but they didn't use it like Deku did. And hearing that from Todoroki saying, I've trained, Todoroki just looked at Deku and said, I've trained in arts of ki control, and I manifested that power and combined it with my ice. But Deku, that saying confidence, got the best of him again. He said, well, if you only use your ice side and not your fire side, I don't wonder that you could do much to me. I don't even think you would be less of a warm-up for me. I believe Bakugo would give me a much of a better battle than you. And this just sends anger through Todoroki's battle, and Todoroki just turns and walks away and says, you'll see. I promise you. And Deku says in his head, this guy's got some serious power emitting from his body. I mean, when he said ki, I just sensed it. He has so much power built up inside him. If he used his fire quirk, he would be a problem for me. And Deku says, even if I use Super Saiyan 2, Todoroki would still be able to keep up with me. But if only he used his fire side, I wonder just how strong could you become. And Bakugo, having the one for all, was telling Deku, like, he got up and like he interrupted Deku's thoughts as he got in Deku's face and says, I've mastered 15% of my power using this quirk that I got. And Deku clamps Bakugo's mouth and says, shh, they don't need to hear that, Bakugo. And Bakugo's eyes widened and said, oh. And in this series, Bakugo's not that uptight. He's not that die, 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 die. I can't express that enough. He's not like that. What he is, he's got a bit, okay, he's half and half, but he has a bit of level-headedness, if that's a verb or whatever you call that. But he has a bit of level-headedness in this series. So as Deku puts his hand over Bakugo's mouth and covers it, and Bakugo, he just swats Deku's hand from his mouth and says, move your hand, loser. And Deku says, Bakugo, you gotta do something with all that anger. And Deku just walks over to Ochaku after he gets done talking to Bakugo as Bakugo sits down in his seat, putting his feet on the desk. And Tinya Ida just rushes over to him and says, hey, move your feet off the desk. And Bakugo's just laughing at Tinya Ida as they're both arguing over there in that corner. Deku goes to Ochaku and he looks down at Chaku and says, hey, you're that girl who saved me from tripping, and I saved you in the UA entrance exam. And Chaku looks up and she immediately blushes, putting her hands over her face and says, he's looking at me, he's looking at me, he's looking at me, he's looking at me, he's looking at me. And she's repeating that over and over and over again in her head. As Deku, he just looks at her and says, hey, I know what you did. And Ochaku says, what? And Deku just saying, thank you. It really means a lot that you would offer to give me your points. And Ochaku says, oh, it's nothing. I just felt that you guys really deserved him. I mean, really deserved them. Because you guys did save me. I'm stuttering over my words. I said, you guys did save me. And Deku was like, yeah, but you're a good hero. I mean, you're going to be a great hero someday, Ochaku. I can only see that. I can really see that in your future. You got amazing power. Zero gravity. That's an impressive power. And with that, Ochaku even blushes harder because now she's getting all these compliments from Deku. And she's like, oh my god, he's giving me compliments, giving me compliments. And Deku's just looking at her. He got close to her face and says, you're not coming off with a cold, are you? And she instantly hits Deku saying, oh, you're too close. And Deku just saying, ow, what was that for? And Shoto Aizawa comes in and he basically quiets down the whole class. As Mineta, he just sits down and says, but he whispers in Deku's ear and says, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, you're very awesome, dude. So does, as well as a few other students giving Deku compliments about what he did. And so does Bakugo. They give him compliments, but Bakugo instantly turns away and says, I don't need your petty compliments. Not like you did anything anyways. And Deku just saying, don't mind him. He's just a little bit nervous today because I'm stronger than him. And Bakugo says, say what? And Shoto Aizawa comes in and says, like, well, Shoto Aizawa is already there. I almost did something that I didn't want to do. Shoto Aizawa is already there. And he says, quiet down. You guys are not a part of this school as of yet. You still have a test, an apprehension test to do. And everyone's looking around at each other and says, we already did the exam. He says, that's not the only exam. I will test you students. So put on your PE clothes and meet me out at the field. And basically all the students, like, they are shocked. Like, what are you talking about? And Shoto Aizawa, he swallows and he looks at the class and says, I'm going to test you guys. And I'm going to rank you guys from best to worst. So basically, if you quirks are the worst, you're going to get expelled immediately. But if you got good quirks that can benefit you throughout your career, then you don't have to worry about getting expelled. And so, like I said, if you don't get up now and put on your PE clothes, I'm going to expel you on the spot. And all the students just get up and go put their PE clothes on and meet Shoto Aizawa out to the field. And he says, so the first test for today is the 50-meter dash. And he says, Tinya Ida with the quirk engine. Step up. And Tinya Ida was thinking in his head, they already picked a test that's well beyond that's well at my attribute. As Tinya Ida got in his racing stance, well, his Olympics stance. And as Shoto Aizawa said, ready, set, go. And Tinya Ida shoots off with such speed. And he clocks in at the same time as in the original canon, as in the original anime. And he reaches a power, like a time at 3.04 seconds. And Deku was next. So Shoto Aizawa looked at his list and says, Izuku Midoriya, you're next. And Izuku Midoriya says, this is no problem. I'm way fast. And You see Deku charge up this whitish aura around him and yell out, ah! All right, let's see what I can do. And Deku shoots off like no one was able to even see Izuku Midoriya. His speed was so fast, and Tenya Ida was even shocked. He even said in his head, he's even faster than me. And Deku shot past Shoto Aizawa, and Shoto Aizawa, his eyes widened, like, whoa, as he was barely able to press the button. And when he did, when he looked at the clock, Shoto Aizawa was breaking out in a little bit of sweat because he was barely even able to see Izuku Midoriya. And Shoto Aizawa, whoa, this kid, what is this speed? And Shoto Aizawa looks at the clock and he says, 1.0 seconds. That's just how fast he was, and I couldn't see it. Jesus Christ. And Bakugo was no slouch either. He was clocked in just under what Izuku had. He just barely made the same time as Izuku due to the fact that Bakugo mastered at least 15% of full cow. And Todoroki was no slouch either. He easily dominated Izuku's score. He easily dominated Izuku's score, proving that he wanted to be the best. He wanted to be better than Izuku. And he looked at Izuku and said, I told you, you're not on my level yet. You're nowhere near able to beat me. Deku, or what do they call you? Izuku Midoriya, because he doesn't know it. That's Deku's name, but no, he does know because he heard him, and he says Deku, or should I say Izuku Midoriya? And Izuku Deku, he just looks at Todoroki and says, "Oh, Todoroki, you did speed past my power. I mean, my power, not my power. You did speed past my time, but I just want to let you know that I wasn't even trying. I could have went faster than that." And Todoroki says, so could I. And Deku just thinks in his head. Deku's getting like a chilling shiver down his spine and saying, "Who is this guy? What is this power coming off of him?" But Deku also feels excitement because he's saying, "I want to fight him. Oh my God, I want to fight him. I just want to see how strong he can really get." Because this is that Saiyan pride emitting from Deku's body, so Deku's actually happy. And as far as the other tests go, Mineta, you already know he ranked dead last. Suyu, she clocked in at 5.43 seconds. Ochaku, she clocked in at 7.43 seconds, and so on and so forth. But Tokoyami, his shadow, due to the fact that he has a little bit of speed on his side, so he clocked in at around the same time as Froppy. So he was around that level. And even Tails, well, I'm going to call him Tails. Well, not Tails, I'm just going to say Tail. Even Tail, he was somewhat around, he was below Froppy's level, so like a 6.73. And Mineta, you already know he ranked dead last. Mineta didn't have speed. Due to his small body, yeah, he didn't have speed. And then the next test was the grip strength. So Dupla Arms, he ranked first in that test because he had amazing grip strength, and Deku came in second due to his amazing grip strength, and Bakugo came in third, and Todoroki, he didn't really find a need for that test and says, do I have to do this? This doesn't even prove to be someone skill worthy. And Shoto Aizawa looked at him and says, yes. And Todoroki clinched onto a ball, basically giving his grip strength, and yeah, he was at the same level as Deku and Bakugo. So he was around their level, but none of them passed what Dupla Arms could do. And next was a standing long jump, and Bakugo, it went the same way in the original canon, how Bakugo cleared the sandbox, along with Izuku cleared the sandbox, and Naval Laser cleared the sandbox. Izuku did it in a sprinting fashion as he just used some of the ki and powered up. Like he used some of his energy and reverted it down to his legs. And when he jumped high and landed on the other side, basically clearing the box. And so did Todoroki. Todoroki did it with little to no effort in his attempt to trying to compete with Izuku Midoriya and trying to compete with Bakugo. So all three of these guys were trying to compete with each other, trying to find out who's strongest. And Toto Aizawa says this in his head and says, these kids got some unraveled, well, not unraveled, these kids got some very good rivalry. I sense that it will make them very strong in the future. And Bakugo, as they get to the ball throw test, Bakugo throws at a 705. Well, no, not 705. Due to the fact that he has the one for all in his body, Bakugo reaches a damn near 1,160.5 meters. And Deku, seeing needless to be that he's a Saiyan, he reached a whopping 5,670.2 meters, and Todoroki reached 4,160.7 meters. Ochaku came in first. Bakugo came in, well, though Deku, he came in second. Bakugo came in third, and Todoroki came, well, no, Todoroki came in second. Deku, no. I'm saying this wrong. Oh my god, I can't say, I said this wrong. So, Ochaku, due to the fact that she has zero gravity, she came in first, and because her ball reached infinity. Deku, he came in second since his ball reached reached the number that I said. And Todoroki, he came in third. Bakugo came in fourth, and so on and so forth with the rest of the class. As Shoto Aizawa was then going on to say, okay, let's put it like this. When Deku threw that ball, Deku used some of his Saiyan spirit, some of his energy, and it was little to no effort. As when Deku threw the ball, he transformed into a Super Saiyan, and he threw the ball with such speed that the ball caught up in flames. And when it reached its target, the ball was, it survived, but he threw the ball that it needed a flamethrower. And with that, it went the same way in the original continuity with the other students throwing the ball, but with that, that's the lineup for how it went. So Ochaku, she was first, Deku was second, Todoroki was third, and Bakugo was fourth. And all of them got substantial numbers. And Shoto Aizawa was looking at these kids and said, wow, this class is very promising. As he went on further to say that everything I've told you was a lie. I'm not expelling any of you guys. I just want to see what you could do and your skills in the upcoming battles. You've passed the apprehension test. And that's where we're going to end off this series. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do a part 4. I love coming back to this series because it's very interesting to do. So without further ado, you guys have a good night, and I'll see you in the next part. Take care.